Going on, your boy Old Scruggs, back at it again. Unfortunately, same headline, different day, same headline, another rapper dead. And it's sad enough when rappers die, get older, maybe they got cancer, diabetes like Biz Markie, car accident, plane crash like Aaliyah. That's one thing to die like that, sad enough. But the fact that all these rappers keep dying during the violence, I mean, rappers are dying so fast and so often that I never even heard of some of these rappers until they dead. So Drakeo, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, was apparently stabbed to death at a Snoop Dogg concert the other day. I never even heard of Drakeo. I kind of got scared when I first saw the headline because I saw it when I was waking up from like a nap or something, and I saw the headline. I thought it said Drake got stabbed to death, and I was like, "Whoa, what the?" I was like, "Oh hell!" And then I looked at the name in the picture. I was like, "Oh, who the hell is Drake?" I never even heard of him. And it's like these rappers are dying so quick and so fast that they become famous off getting killed more than they do their music sometimes. It's crazy. And then after they die, you take like a Young Dolph, you take a Nipsey Hussle. It's like I'm. It's weird. It's weird to me that these rappers get the level of fame, their music starts selling more, the notoriety, the money starts coming in more after they dead than when they alive. A lot of them. This ain't Biggie and Pac who were rap stars and then passed away. Even like King Vaughn, I don't think I ever even heard of King Vaughn until he got killed. Now, granted, you know, this is not my generation of rap, so I don't know all the new rappers when they come out. But still, the fact that these rappers are dying before they even put out an album sometimes. XXX Tentacion, I had just started hearing about him. And then he died. Same thing with Pop Smoke. As soon as I started hearing about him, he died. It's like these dudes, at least Big and Pac got a chance. They died young and way too early, but at least they got a chance to somewhat get out there. These guys, like, soon as they get famous, it comes. And I'll say this much. I wanted to be a rapper, well, maybe a professional athlete first, but next was rapper more than anything, more than I wanted to get into stand-up comedy. But one thing I did notice, I actually got more experience being around rap shows as a stand-up comic than I did when I was rapping. Because when I was rapping, I never got too deep into it. It more was to myself and people I know. But stand-up comedy, sometimes we have shows that are rappers are on, and I've hosted shows, rap shows. I've done comedy on shows where it's rap band comedy, stuff like that. Now, granted, these are local rappers. These aren't like big time rappers, but they're at that level right before you get to the level that maybe a Drakeo was at before, the nation starts to get to know you. And the main thing I noticed is just how different the vibe is backstage with rappers versus how it is with comedians. You might have comedians that don't like each other, that don't get along, but for the most, and there's fights happen occasionally. But for the most part, when you go backstage at a comedy show, you don't get a feeling of aggression. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, it's jokes, but don't get it twisted. There's some gangster comics. You might not know because you might not think so because they tell jokes and people might assume, well, this person is being funny. There's no way they could be gangster. Don't get me wrong. There's some gangster ass comics out there, but you seldom get that vibe backstage. But rap shows I've done, yeah, man, it's like it's always that era of like everybody gotta look hard, everybody gotta seem like they so cool. You know what I mean? Everybody gotta have a posse with them, a crowd with them. It's crazy. I remember I did a show. It was a mix of comedy and rappers, and I remember backstage, everybody in the same like kind of backstage area. I counted 9 rappers. A true story. I counted 9 rappers. Like it was like maybe two groups of duos. Then it was like maybe 3 rappers that was solo, and it was like another 3 guys that was together. I lied to you not. Every single rapper sat and wrote their own individual blank. Like it went, and this years before COVID. Every single rapper sat there. I watched and wrote their own individual blank. And I'm like, don't y'all? I'm thinking like, don't these two know each other? Didn't these 3 come together? Like y'all can't share the blunt. Like I know, and people pass weed around, bottles around all the time. There's no way that you do this in your regular life. You with your boys, and y'all all roll up your own individual blunt. And on top of that, every single rapper had their own individual 2 bottles. Like, I'm looking like, yo, there's no way y'all gonna smoke that much. There's no way y'all gonna drink that much. Like, y'all all got your own individual blunt, your own individual 2 bottles, each all of them. And I'm like, and all these people didn't even know each other, but it was like, I guess if one came in, they figure, oh, they got bottles, I got to get bottles, or they got 10 people that came with them, I got to add 12 people. Like, and that's when you get in trouble because you can't control. You gotta remember, and I understand some of these people. These people are usually young and maybe they haven't learned this lesson yet. But if you rolling with 10 people everywhere you go, there's no way. I don't care how much you know them. There's no way all 10 of them always gonna be on their best behavior. Somebody gonna mess it up for you down the line. So you got to start learning who to take out of that situation. Who you could take certain places and who you can't take certain places. Who the people you got to keep close to you. Who the people in your squad or whatever you got to keep at a distance. Now, I don't know exactly what happened with the Drakeo situation, but I know it was backstage at a Snoop concert. I'm sure it was a lot of people back there, and but to me overall, it's just too much. It's like a dark cloud over rap, and maybe because I would say it wasn't like this when I was coming up. That's why Big and Pac was such a big deal because it wasn't happening. But granted, when I was coming up, there wasn't as many rappers as it is now. You gotta remember, a lot of these people that are rapping now, it's so easy to get on with social media. For the youngins out there that don't get it, it wasn't as easy to be a rapper before. You don't have to have the same level of talent now. You have to have a level of talent of being able to get your name, yourself out there. The music don't even have to be that great. So I think now you got so many dudes that's from the streets that's still on some street stuff that normally wouldn't have been rappers, but they see the game is so easy now to get in. Well, not easy, but easier than it used to be to get in. And if you got a following, you can get in and you can make some money and get out the streets. But the problem is a lot of them not getting out the streets. They still doing the streets, or they still doing rap, or they get killed, or they get caught up and go to prison before they can even totally leave the streets and get into the rap and get fully into the rap business. So, but to me, it's like a dark cloud that's hanging over hip hop. It's just way too many. I don't care if it's way more rappers than it used to be. It's still too many rappers getting killed, killing people, going to prison. It's like, and I think overall it's just the aura. You know, rappers gotta start being more comfortable with being themselves. You gotta start being more comfortable with I don't have to be gangster, because some of them not even making gangster music, but the perception of them, the aura they carry themselves in, is still on some gangster street stuff, and you should be working to get away from that. And if you got people in your entourage that's still trying to be that street stuff, you need to look at them dudes like, look, get it together or you out. You know what I'm saying? But it's just sad to keep seeing all these rappers die, and I don't even be knowing them until they die. I'll be like, hold up, who died? And then I'll go and see they got like 1 million followers on IG, or I'll go on Twitter and there's 1 million people tweeting about it. I'm like, damn, I never even heard of this person until they died. And you do not want to get famous off dying. Or maybe some of these people do. I don't know. People will do anything for fame. It's like, I really believe that some of these people will rather go to prison and rather die to get the level of fame that they feel they'll never get while they alive, which sounds insane. And maybe it's a subconscious thing with them. I don't know, but I just know something need to change in rap. I don't know. Maybe my generation, maybe the OGs they call us now. Maybe we failed the youngins, but I don't think it's that. I think it's more social media. It's brought more people to the music business, rap in particular, than it would have been previously. And some of them are still like, well, I'm not really a rapper, but I can get some money this way, I can get some fame this way. But they still got the street aspect that's around them, or they got people around them that ain't fully separated from the streets, and therefore, that street, that street aura, that street vibe, that street soul feeling is still around them. So something got to change in rap. R.I.P. to Drakeo. I wish I'd have, known you for something. I wish I'd have known you for having a great record or something first, and instead of knowing you first for, unfortunately passing away. So R.I.P. to that brother. Rappers out there, rap business out there, something got to change. I don't know what it is. I don't got all the answers. It's just my opinion. Leave a comment, leave a message. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. Let me know what you think. Unfortunately, we just lost young Dolph. Now Drakeo. Boy, Scruggs, stay safe out there.